Hey guys, Ginger Gargoyle here with part 2. I have to do a part 2 because I accidentally shut it off. I went to go tell it to refocus, and I had the tool in my hand and I accidentally hit it. But I do like it better rubbing it on the pad and then rubbing it on the paper. I think you have better control of your ink, and I think you have a better intensity of your ink, as opposed to this part where I did dab, dab, dab. I did dab, dab, dab on the ink pad, and then I did the rubbing. I don't think you get as much ink on your ink pad that way. So, let me flip this over. These were some of the samples that I did using my Brilliance and my Memento inks. And you can see that all of these were done using the rub. Now, I'll admit that the Brilliance inks, the lightning bolt or lightning black, is supposed to have a gold hue to it, and the gold hue just does not come through with this way. I mean, it's slightly there, but not much. Okay, the graphite black looks not quite as dark as the soot black this way. Maybe it's just because they're Brilliance inks. But this is the Memento. I got Memento in Rich Cocoa, the Memento in the Ground Espresso, Memento in Desert Sand, and the Memento in Toffee Cream. Now, I was not trying to blend these colors. I just wanted to see what would happen if I did the swirl, swirl, swirl on the ink pad and then did the swirl, swirl, swirl on the paper. And I really like the way that these transfer better this way. So, and it's always good to test these and make little swatches. And then label them. I think you should do that with every new ink pad you get. It's usually one of the first things that I do. Where did I put my lid? Okay, when it's not in use, make sure you lid it back up. Now, what I like to do with my Tim Holtz ink pads, because I tend to play a little rough with my ink pads. I am not gentle at all. So, I take washi tape. And it really needs to be something that's easy to remove. And I start on the bottom. Okay. And I come up the side. Make sure you get it in the corner. Come up the side. Get it in the corner. And then up on the top. Not all the way, just a little bit. Okay. And then do the same thing on the other side. I suppose you can start on the top. Let's see. If I start on the top, I might not have to use quite so much. Okay, and that's basically just to keep the lid on, so that between uses it's not falling off. With my minis, you might remember that I used the little tiny rubber bands that my daughter had gotten from her dentist for when she had her braces, and those worked out great for those. But these are a little big, and I'd rather not use rubber bands on these. I suppose you could use the hair ties if you wanted to, or if you have a daughter that uses hair ties. Actually, I get this a lot. I use a lot of hair ties. All right, and I keep them in until they either start breaking or they get worn out and stretched and you can't really use them for what you need them for anymore. But what you can do is, if they bust, you can tie a knot in them, and you can try and see if that will fit on these then. I would really suggest the thinner hair ties myself. Or you can, I don't think the ponytail ties will stretch far enough, the tiny ones for the little kids. So you have to get the larger ones. But those might hold it in place, but it adds bulk so that they don't sit nice where the rubber ones kind of gripped onto each other. Okay, So now let's label this. This is, where'd my pen go? This is, focus, Distress Ink, Oxide, Brushed, Corduroy. I know I spelled that wrong. Okay. And then I'll just keep this around. Now, I do have from I don't remember if it was Kay Warner or no, it was Jennifer McGuire. Jennifer McGuire has some sheets, and I don't know where I put mine at the moment, which is why I did this, which are cards, and you go through and you do your stamping from your ink pads and stuff on there, and then you cut them apart and you punch a hole in the corners and then you put them on a ring, and those are nice too. I'm planning on doing that with all my inks, and I will be doing them on both cream, craft, white, and black, especially these Distress Oxides. I've got three more colors coming. Right now this is my only color. And then what to do with your things, okay, because they stick really nice on here. On the little ones, they fit right in the back. I like that. On the little square ones, they fit right in the back like that, but not with these ones. What I need to do is, that might not work the way that I'm thinking it's going to. I will need to find my Velcro dots. I bought self-sticking Velcro dots. Okay, they got the sticky on the back. And what I will do is I will take the hook part, okay, because actually it's not called Velcro, it's called hook and eye tape. Or not hook and eye tape, it's, yeah, I think it is. I think it's called hook and eye. And these are the hooks, and these are the felt part, all right? But with each one of the Velcro pieces comes the eye back part that's got the hard plastic on it, and I will stick one of those in the corner, and then every time I get done I will have to take it off and put it on here. Alright, two things. Number one, your ink, the icky pad, the icky side of your pad will always be exposed. Alright, while that means that it'll dry faster, it also means that it can transfer the color. Alright, these ones are nice because when these fit in, they fit in color side down. Alright, and I really like that. I really like color side down. Let's see. You also want to make sure that you do not put them over the color on the back. And I found this out with my small ones, is that after a while your ink will go onto the other bottoms. So while the front will say brushed corduroy, if you're working with several different browns, sometimes it's kind of hard to tell which is what color by the time you get done. So you really want to make sure that you're not covering that up. Or if you have several accidents where you're dropping your containers of inks, like I do every summer, several times, it's easier for matching them up. Okay? So that's it for now, guys. I know it seems really trivial, it seems really silly, but like I said, I had not seen a single YouTube anywhere or anywhere on the web explaining how to use them, how to get the ink the best way from the pad onto the blender. Okay, from the pad to the blender. From the blender to the paper, it's been no problem. I've seen that all over the place. But from the pad to the blender, remember, rub it just like you do when you're doing it on the paper. Rub it. Don't pounce it. If you pounce it, I don't think you get quite as much niceness, and you can control where you're putting it. So you can see that I do this a lot on the edges. I did this a lot on the edges because that's really all you need when it comes to blending. You only need the edge of that thing. You don't really want to do it like this. You want to do it kind of like this. All right? And then that helps this pad last a little longer as well, because as you use it, oh, sorry guys, I don't mean to wiggle you. Like I said, you are in my lap. Okay, as you're using it, all right, you can turn it. So say this side here starts to fall apart, because it will start to crumble over time. You can turn it and use the next part. You can turn it and use the next part. You can turn it and use the next part. And then you can work your way in towards the center. So, yeah, that's it for now, guys. That's all I got. I will talk to you all later. Sorry for the 2 videos. I really meant for it to be 1, but like I said, I had this in my hand and I went to go refocus, and I accidentally hit my off button. So, okay guys, I'll talk to you later.